on Cooking for Real, we're going to be making a honey mustard fish with a nice side dish of succotash. We're going to get things started here by zesting this lemon. I don't want a lot of zest, just a little zest. First into the bowl is 1 tablespoon of that freshly squeezed lemon juice. Next up, about a ½ tablespoon of olive oil. Next, we're going to crush 1 whole clove of garlic right into the bowl. Next up is a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Then add to that a tablespoon of honey. And now I'm going to throw in, using my high-tech tool here with the knife, give a little spritz of the cooking spray. And what I have here is about a pound of an Admiral's cut loin of haddock. Any white fish will do. So we're just going to pour this over the top, turn it to coat, and then we're going to cover this, pop it in the fridge until cooking time. Now that we've prepped the fish and it's sitting in the oven sitting in the fridge to marinate, we are going to move on to prepping the succotash. First up, we have a couple of scallions, or around these parts we call them green onions. Now what we need is actually just half of a bell pepper. Now we're going to chop up some garlic. I'm not using my press this time because I'm looking for a coarser chop. Okay, it's time to get this succotash started. So in the pot now I have a tablespoon of butter and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We're just going to heat those up. Well, now that the butter is melted and mixed in well with the olive oil, into the pan goes the scallions and the peppers and garlic. Now we're setting up to use the broiler here, so I want you to see that we have moved the rack to the topmost setting in the oven. Well, this is right about where I want the peppers and scallions to be. They're bright, they're cooked, they're a little on the soft side, and you can see the garlic is starting to brown. So now that we're at that stage, into the pot goes the corn and our lima beans. And we're just going to mix those together, turn the heat down to low, and add a couple of tablespoons of water. Once you have this all mixed together, it's lid on and you let it just sit and simmer. Now let's move on to our marinated fish. Once again, this is haddock. I'm putting this into a lightly oiled cast iron pan. And now we're going to slide this under the broiler where it will cook for 10 to 15 minutes. And here we have our completed succotash. Here we are, fresh out of the broiler and looking absolutely perfect. So, honey mustard fish and succotash. Actually a pretty simple meal to make, much easier done if you get a little prep done ahead of time, but it is pretty important to leave that fish sit in the fridge and marinate, really get those flavors through. And I hope you give this dish a try. I hear a lot of people tell me that they're nervous to cook fish, but it really doesn't have to be a difficult thing. A nice marinade, popped under the broiler, check it for flakiness, and you're eating. And what a beautiful dish we've made here today. Thank you so much for joining me on Cooking for Real. If you're enjoying watching Cooking for Real, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you can also find my page on Facebook at Cooking for Real with Angela.